Hello dear students, good morning to everyone. In today's session, we are going to discuss some objectives on matrix methods of structural analysis. So let's start today's session. First objective, flexibility matrix method is also known as option A, displacement method, B, compatibility method, C, equilibrium method, and D, slope deflection method. So, the flexibility matrix method is also called as the force method. It is also called as the force method, and it is also called as the compatibility method. So, option B is the correct answer for this question. Next one, the degree of static indeterminacy of pin jointed space frame is where M is equal to number of unknown member forces, R is equal to unknown reaction components, J is equal to number of joints. So first option is M plus R minus 2J, second M plus R minus 3J, option C 3M plus R minus 3J, and option D M plus R plus 3J. So here we have to find out the degree of static indeterminacy for the pin jointed space frame. So as we know, if we have to calculate the degree of static indeterminacy, that is denoted by D suffix S. This is the degree of static indeterminacy. In this, if we add the degree of external indeterminacy, that is D suffix S E plus degree of internal indeterminacy, we will get the degree of static indeterminacy for the pin jointed space frame. So here we have to take degree of external indeterminacy as well as degree of internal indeterminacy. So therefore, as we know, for the pin jointed space frame, degree of external indeterminacy for this pin jointed space frame is R minus 6. So I will write here R minus 6 plus degree of internal indeterminacy. So what is the degree of internal indeterminacy for the pin jointed space frame? If we go through the derivation, we will get a degree of internal indeterminacy for the pin jointed space frame is M minus 3J minus 6. So we have to simplify this one. So R minus 6 plus M minus 3j this minus becomes plus 6. So this 6 will get cancelled and remaining equation give the degree of static indeterminacy for pin jointed space frame. So it will be R plus M minus 3j. Option B is the correct answer for this question. Next one, degree of static indeterminacy of pin jointed plane frame is option A m plus r plus 2j, option B m minus r plus 2j, option C m plus r minus 2j, and option D m plus r minus 3j, where number of unknown member forces, r is the unknown reaction component and j is the total number of joints. Similarly, we have to calculate the degree of indeterminacy of pin jointed plane frame. So d suffix s is equal to, we have to calculate the static indeterminacy, degree of static indeterminacy of pin jointed plane frame. So again we have to take the sum of degree of external indeterminacy plus degree of internal indeterminacy. So the degree of external indeterminacy for the pin jointed plane frame is r minus 3 and degree of internal indeterminacy for pin jointed plane frame is m minus 2j minus 3. So after simplifying this, we will get r minus 3 plus m minus 2j, this minus get plus, so this 3 minus 3 and this plus 3 will get cancelled and the equation remains r plus m minus 2j. So the correct option is m plus r minus 2j. So option C is the correct answer. Next one, the degree of kinematic indeterminacy of pin jointed plane frame is option A 2j minus r, option B j minus 2r, option C 3j minus r, and D 2j plus r, where r is the reaction components and j is the number of joints. For the pin jointed plane frame, the degree of kinematic indeterminacy is 2j minus r. 2j minus r. So the option A is the correct answer. Next question. The degree of kinematic indeterminacy of pin jointed space frame is option A 2j minus r, B 3j minus r, C j minus 3r, and D j minus 2r, where r is the reaction components and j is the number of joint. So for the pin jointed space frame, the degree of kinematic indeterminacy is 3j minus r. 3j minus r. So option B is the correct answer. Next question. A pin jointed plane frame is unstable if these are the condition. Option A, m plus r is less than 2j. B, m plus r is equal to 2j. And option C, m plus r is greater than 2j. And option D, none of these. So in this case, for the plane frame, there are three conditions are there. First one, if m plus r is equal to 2j, so in this case this structure will be stable and statically determinate structure. So this will be stable and statically determinate structure if m plus r is equal to 2j. So second case, that is m plus r is greater than 2j. In that case also, that structure is stable but statically indeterminate. Statically indeterminate structure. And third condition is if m plus r is less than 2j, in that case that structure will be unstable. So option A is the correct answer. Next question. A perfect pin jointed frame should satisfy the equation where m is equal to number of members and j is equal to number of joints. So option A is equal to m is equal to 2j minus 4, B m is equal to 3j minus 3, C m is equal to 3j minus 2, and option D m is equal to 2j minus 3. So for the perfect pin jointed frame, this equation, that is m is equal to 2j minus 3, will satisfy the equation. Therefore option D is the correct answer. So next question. A rigid jointed frame with 3 base and 2 story has 2 fixed column supports and 2 hinge, then degree of static indeterminacy of structure is option A 25, B 27, C 18, and option D 16. So first of all, understand the question. Here rigid jointed frame is given having 3 base and 2 stories with 2 fixed column support and 2 hinge supports, and we have to calculate the degree of indeterminacy of structure. So first of all, I will draw here the structure. So there are 3 bays, So these are the three ways: 1, 2 and 3. After that, two story. It has two story. So I will draw the support. This is the two fixed support and two hinges. Two hinge supports. Okay, it has two story. So this is first and this is second, two story. Now we have to calculate the static indeterminacy, degree of static indeterminacy. So what is the formula for degree of static indeterminacy for rigid joint frame? The degree of static indeterminacy is equal to 3m plus r minus 3j minus 3j. So this is the formula for degree of static indeterminacy for rigid jointed frame. First of all, we have to calculate the members. After that, number of reaction, and j for number of joints. So first of all, I will calculate the member, that is m. So how many members are there? So see here: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So the number of members is 21. After that, number of reaction. So here there are two fixed support and two hinge supports. Therefore, at fixed support there are three reaction: vertical, horizontal and moment. 3 plus this 3, 6, and for hinge only two reactions are there: vertical and horizontal. So 3 plus 3, 6, 6 plus 2, 8, 8 plus 2, 10. So number of reaction is 10. And what about the joints? Number of joints, see here, this will be the joints: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 and 16. So there are 16 joints in this frame. So we have to put the values in this equation. We will get, so D is equal to 3 into m, number of members 21, plus r is the number of reaction, that is 10, minus 3 into j is the number of joints, 3 into 16, 21 3s are 63, plus 16 minus 16 3s are 48. So after calculating this, we will get 25. So option A is the correct answer. Next one, A continuous beam ABCDE has four simple supports A, B, C and D. DE is overhang and hinge F is provided along the span BC. The degree of static indeterminacy is. So first of all, I will draw the diagram. A continuous beam having simple support at A, again this is B, this is C, this is D and this is E. DE is the overhang and hinge F is provided along the BC. So in this span BC, they provide the hinge along the span BC. So we have to calculate the degree of static indeterminacy. So see here, in this continuous beam, how many supports are there? 1, 2, 3, 4 and one unknown from the hinge F, that is 5. So in this case, we have to calculate the degree of static indeterminacy is equal to the number of unknown reaction. What are the number of unknown reaction? 1, 2, 3, 4 and this hinge 5. There are 5 unknown reactions minus equilibrium equation. How many numbers of equilibrium equation? There are 3 numbers of equilibrium equation minus, so there are 3 equilibrium equation. So 5 minus 3 will get 2. So this is the degree of static indeterminacy. So option C is the correct answer. Next one, which method is used for finding the deflection of truss? Option A, Euler-Bernoulli, B, Rankine method, C, Castiglione method and D, Hardy-Cross method. So to find the deflection of truss, the Castiglione method is used. So option C is the correct answer. Next one, consistent displacement or compatibility condition means option A, displacement caused by the redundant forces, B, displacement caused by the forces other than redundant forces, C, displacement caused by the redundant and applied force, and option D, displacement caused by the redundant and applied forces satisfying the boundary condition. So for the compatibility condition or consistent displacement, it means that displacement caused by the redundant and applied forces satisfying the boundary condition. So option D is the correct answer for this question. Next one, in moment distribution method, the sum of the distribution factors for all the members meeting at a joint is always option A equal to 0, B equal to 1, C greater than 1 and D smaller than 1. So option B is the correct answer, that is equal to 1. Next one, what does the parabolic cable subjected to uniformly distributed vertical load over the entire span develop? Option A, zero axial force, B, large bending moment, C, zero bending moment and D, minor shear force. So see here, so this is the parabolic cable subjected to uniformly distributed load. So in this case, if a 2 hinge or 3 hinge parabolic arch is subjected to UDL throughout its length, the bending moment is 0 everywhere. So in this case, the bending moment is 0. So option C is the correct answer, that is 0 bending moment. Next one, what do three hinges in an arch make it? So in arch, if there are three hinges, in that case the structure is statically determinate structure. So option B is the correct answer. Next one, what is the Kani's method based on? Option A, moment distribution method, B, column analogy method, C, method of consistent deformation, and D, strain energy method. So option A is the correct answer, that is moment distribution method. Kani's method is based on the moment distribution method. Next one, maximum number of unknown forces that can be determined in concurrent force system under equilibrium is. So there are three conditions of equilibrium equation, that is summation fx, summation fy, and summation moment. So option C is the correct answer, that is 3. Next one, a rigid frame detailed to provide a good ductility and support for both lateral and gravity loads by flexural action is called as ordinary moment resisting frame, intermediate moment resisting frame, special resisting frame, and all of above. So in rigid frame, for the good ductility and to support the lateral and gravity loads by the flexural action, we need the ordinary moment resisting frame, intermediate moment resisting frame, and special resisting frame also. So option D is the correct answer. Next one, the unit load method used in structural analysis is option A, applicable only to statically indeterminate structure, B, another name for stiffness method, C, an extension of Maxwell reciprocal method, and D, derived from the Castigliono's theorem. So in structural analysis, the unit load method is derived from the Castigliono's theorem. So option D is the correct answer. Next one, for a linear elastic structural system, minimization of potential energy yield. Option A, compatibility condition, B, consecutive relations, C, equilibrium equation, and D, strain displacement relation. So option A is the correct answer, that is compatibility conditions. Next one, a two-span continuous beam having equal span, each of length L is subjected to uniformly distributed load W per unit length, and the beam has constant flexural rigidity, then the reaction at the middle support is option A, WL, B, 5 WL square by 2, C, 5 WL by 4, and D, 5 WL by 8. The answer for this question is 5 WL by 4. So next one, a two-span continuous beam having equal span, each of the length L is subjected to UDL load W per unit length, and the beam has constant flexural rigidity, then the bending moment at middle support is option A, WL square by 4, B, WL square by 8, C, WL square by 12, and D, WL square by 16. So here they have given the continuous beam having equal span, and it is subjected to the UDL load W per unit length, and beam has the flexural rigidity, then the bending moment at the middle support. So in that case, the bending moment at middle support is WL square by 8. So option B is the correct answer. Next one, the order of flexibility matrix for a structure is option A equal to the number of redundant forces, B more than number of redundant forces, C less than number of redundant forces, and D equal to the number of redundant forces plus 3. So the correct option is equal to the number of redundant forces. Next one, the number of simultaneous equations to be solved in the slope deflection method is equal to option A, the degree of static indeterminacy, B, the degree of kinematic indeterminacy, C, the number of joints in the structures, and D, none of above. So the option B is correct, that is the degree of kinematic indeterminacy. So simultaneous equation will be solved in the slope deflection by using the degree of kinematic indeterminacy. Next one, in a linear elastic structural elements, option A, stiffness is directly proportional to flexibility, B, stiffness is inversely proportional to flexibility, option C, stiffness is equal to flexibility, and D, stiffness and flexibility are not related. So in the linear elastic structural elements, the flexibility and stiffness of a structural member, these are the reciprocal of each other. Therefore, the stiffness is inversely proportional to flexibility. This option is correct. That is B. Next one, flexibility of structure is defined as the displacement caused by the unit. Option A force, B displacement, C shear, D all of above. So the flexibility of structure is nothing but the displacement caused by the unit force. So option A is the correct answer. Next one, stiffness of structure is defined as force caused by unit. Option A force, B displacement, C shear, and D all of above. So the stiffness is defined as the force caused by the unit displacement. So option B is the correct answer. Next one, in flexibility method, the unknown quantities are option A force, B moment, C both A and B, and D none of these. So in flexibility method, the unknown quantities are force and moment. So the option C is the correct answer, both A and B. Next one, in stiffness method, the unknown quantities are option A deflection, B rotation, C both A and B, and D none of this. So in stiffness method, the unknown quantities are deflection and rotation. Means option C is the correct answer. That is both A and B. Next one, the stiffness coefficient Kij indicates option A force at I due to the unit deformation at J, B deformation at J due to unit force at I, C deformation at I due to unit force at J, and D force at J due to unit deformation at I. So in stiffness coefficient Kij indicate Kij, I indicates the force at A due to the unit deformation at J. So option A is the correct, that is force at I due to the unit deformation at J. Next one, the curve geometry of masonry arches allows its load carrying capability only in the form of option A compressive forces, B tensile forces, C bending forces, and D torsional forces. So in the arches, the load carrying capability, it allows only compressive forces. So option A is the correct answer, that is compressive forces.